morning, badasses. Coach Joe for the Summit Endurance Academy. Today's topic is feedback. So, achieving a goal is essentially a big system of choices, right? I do this or I don't do this. I do this instead of this. In order to know, we have to, in order to make better choices in the future, we have to know if the choices that we have made have been useful or not useful, okay? And I'll loosely call that feedback, right? Feedback is anything that tells us whether we did something that was useful or whether we did something that was not useful. So there's a few things that we want to consider with feedback. First, objectivity. Someone or something telling you that choice wasn't as useful or that was a bad choice is not a judge of your fucking character, okay? It's a piece of data that will make you better in the long term. So, you need to search for and find data and receive it objectively, okay? 2, validity. It needs to be correct. If you did something right and something tells you that you did it wrong, that feedback isn't valid, okay? And this can go in a couple different directions. It can be your mom telling you did something right. Who the fuck knows if you did it right, right? Because your mom's probably going to tell you did a good job whether or not you did. Or, on the flip side, a troll on the internet telling you fucked something up. You might have nailed it, but that person just wants to watch the fucking world burn and told you did it wrong. Okay? So, objectivity, validity. Next, we want to think about sources. We want to think about how are you getting all of these, how are you getting feedback? Because the more feedback, the better, right? Like the more that you know how you're doing in this, the more that you know whether you made the right choice or the wrong choice, the more you know that, the faster you can progress, okay? So, we, as human beings, tend to be pretty good at, so this is internal and external, positive and negative feedback. So this is feedback telling you did it right, feedback telling you did it wrong, feedback that comes from inside of you, and feedback that comes from outside of you. Fairly simple. We, as human beings, are fairly good. You've probably heard me say that we are our harshest critics. We are really good at accepting internal negative feedback. We're very good at saying, I fucked that up, I suck, right? We're also really good at, we're hardwired for this, and this is why, social media definitely makes this worse, but we're already predisposed to it, and that's why social media does this. We're really good at accepting positive external feedback, right? I like likes, I like comments on social media, blah, blah, blah. Really good, we want people to tell us that we're awesome. What we are not fucking good at is internal positive. So telling ourselves, man, I'm pretty fucking awesome. I did that right. I did that right. I have to write it down, okay? This is all of us. We aren't good at this. I have a note in my phone / computer / in the cloud that's today's wins, because I'll forget them and only dwell on only giving myself negative feedback. Okay. The other thing that we are really bad at, and I think possibly some social media issues here, is negative external feedback. Someone else telling you did it wrong. Okay? Now, as a coach, that's my job, right? Is to tell you often that you did it wrong. And we're often okay, especially like if people pay me money, they're better at this with me. But you're still shitty at it with other things. You have a lot of people in your life who have some feedback for you, probably, whether you're doing stuff right or doing stuff wrong. And ignoring them is ignoring this huge whole quarter of your feedback systems, okay? So, your homework is think about feedback objectively. Don't take it personally. It's just data as to whether or not you did this small one isolated thing right or wrong. Is that feedback valid? Is it correct? And then 2, work on getting feedback, developing systems for all 4 quadrants here: internal, external, positive, and negative. And especially, probably work on the positive internal feedback and the negative external feedback and getting those systems cranking. Okay? Have a good day.